Jerome Brudos, aka Jerry, was born on January 31st, 1939 in Webster, South Dakota, as the youngest of two sons. During his childhood, he was constantly abused by his mother due to the fact that she always wanted a girl and was disappointed that she had another son instead. Brudos' fetish for women's shoes began when he was only 5 years old, after he played with spiked-heeled shoes at a junkyard. Brudos later claimed that he tried to attempt to steal his first-grade teacher's shoes. Besides having a fetish for women's shoes, he also had a fetish for women's underwear, which resulted in him stealing his female neighbor's underwear. As a teenager, he was a patient at many mental hospitals, receiving psychotherapy from them. He would also stalk local women, knocking down and choking them until unconsciousness, and fleeing with their shoes. When he was 17, he abducted and beat a young woman, threatening to stab her if she did not follow his sexual commands. Brudos was arrested shortly after and taken to a psychiatric ward for 9 months. There, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia and extreme misogyny. Despite being institutionalized, Brudos managed to graduate from high school in 1957 and became an electronics technician. 4 years later, he married a 17-year-old girl and had 2 children with her. They both lived together in a suburb of Salem, Oregon. Brudos would force his wife to do housework naked except for a pair of high heels while he took pictures. Sometime later, Brudos began complaining of suffering from migraine headaches and blackouts. To relieve these symptoms, he would steal shoes and undergarments during night prowl raids. He kept all the stolen objects, and for a time, the bodies of his future victims, in a garage that he would not allow his wife to enter without announcing her arrival on an intercom. In 1967, Brudos followed a woman home because he liked her shoes. He then broke into her house while she was asleep and raped her before strangling her to the point of unconsciousness, then left with some of her shoes. In the garage of his Salem, Oregon home, Brudos kept trophies of his victims. Expressively, 2 pairs of amputated breasts that were used as paperweights, and the left foot of his first victim, a 19-year-old girl by the name of Linda Slauson, which he used to model his shoes he collected. After committing a murder, he would dress up in high heels and masturbate. In May 1969, a fisherman found the bodies of 2 victims in the Long Tom River. The police asked students at a nearby university campus about suspicious men, and one led them to Brudos, who had phoned her several times asking her to go on a date. Police obtained a search warrant for Brudos' home in Salem. Officers searched Brudos' home and his secret off-limits workspace, where they found the evidence that damned Brudos. Inside the chamber, police discovered nylon rope and the photos of the dead women, along with the trophies that Brudos kept to remind him of his deeds. Shoes, bras, and even the grotesque paperweights made from human breast. Confronted with his crimes, Jerome Brudos admitted to the 4 murders and was arrested on May 25, 1969. Brudos pled guilty to 4 murders and received a life sentence. It was believed that he actually killed more women. On the morning of March 29, 2006, Jerry Brudos died in the Oregon State Prison. The man was 67 years old and had been battling cancer. At the time of his death, he was the longest-serving inmate within the Oregon Department of Corrections, having been there for 37 years. Brudos was laid to rest at the Oregon State Penitentiary Cemetery in Salem, Oregon. In the end, there was 4 women that were confirmed that were murdered. Linda Slauson, 19, Jan Whitney, 23, Karen Sprinkler, 19, and Linda Solly, 19. Now I know people have fetishes, and to each their own, but when it gets to the point of murder, Part of Jerry's punishment should have been breaking off the heel portion of each victim's shoes and sticking it far up his ass. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.